Hey guys, for those of you who do not know, April is International Poetry Writing Month, and I want to talk a little bit about an anthology of poems which I wrote. Now, this anthology features paintings and drawings done by my daughter, my adult daughter, and while so many persons will read the poems, they may not necessarily understand the significance of each of those paintings strategically assigned to specific poems in the anthology. Take, for example, this painting. It's a painting of a cactus plant. And in the anthology of poems, I placed the painting with the poem titled What Love Begets. And I'll just read that poem for you. What love begets. The mother loved him before she met him. On days when her love posed a threat, she gambled with her health and cradled him against her breast and clenched her teeth to preserve the gift her love begets. She supposed that with this seed her soul could soar free, and he, her gentle dove, would one day bring her comfort from all the men who gave her unreciprocated love. The day came when in her jubilee the mother held him close as he suckled. She journeyed with him through desert lands, and her love planted seeds that sprouted fruits from the sand. Then one day, in a cataclysmic transform, he despised the graceful garlands from his head, and instead she bled from the blow of his knuckles. She watched him pluck the pendants from his neck, and in his unreciprocated love, the mother was decked. She nurtured him still, for love bears all. So in her hospice she held him close. For what does he know? What does he truly know of love's austere and lonely offices? Now let me talk a little bit about the significance of the cactus and why it is that I found it appropriate to use a cactus plant to convey the message in this poem. Now, Native American cultures believe that the cactus plant represents warmth, protection, and motherly love. You see, because cactus plants can endure in harsh conditions, then they have become a symbol of unconditional maternal love. And mothers can attest that there is no love that is stronger outside of the love of God, of course, stronger than the love a mother has for her child. In fact, this love is so potent that the cactus plant further symbolizes medicinal qualities. In fact, Native Americans used the pulp and the juice to treat wounds and digestive ailments. A mother who is pregnant clearly is struggling even in the pregnancy. Her health is at risk, but she fights to keep that child alive. When the line says, she gambled with her health and cradled him against her breast and clenched her teeth to preserve the gift her love begets. When this child is born, the poem tells that the mother continues to struggle, but as she struggles, she nurtures the child, and the child becomes a strong, thriving child who achieves a great deal throughout his scholastic period. when it says, she journeyed with him through desert lands, and her love planted seeds that sprouted fruits from the sand. However, there is a central opposition when the mood shifts, because that love is contrasted to the absence of love returned to the mother by the child. Then one day, in a cataclysmic transform, he despised the graceful garlands on his head, and instead she bled from the blows of his knuckles. She watched him pluck the pendants from his neck, and in his unreciprocated love, the mother was decked. Pay attention to the use of even the word decked. The word deck is ambiguous because the word means to hit someone, to knock them out cold, but it also means to decorate. And so the unloving atmosphere is heightened. The maternal love that the mother has for her child is so contrasting to the detachment that the child has for his mother. And there's a biblical allusion used to capture this indifference. The biblical allusion is found in Proverbs 1, verses 8 to 9, and it reads, "Hear, my son, your father's instructions, and forsake not your mother's teachings, for they are a graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck." Notice that the son plucked the pendants from his neck. And so the use of the cactus is very appropriate because the mother's love, even in the face of the child's indifference, that mother's love was not wavering. The poem ends by saying, she nurtured him still, for love bears all, even as she is an aged woman, alone in a golden age home, not surrounded by the love of her child or the love of family. The poet tells you, so in her hospice, she held him close. For what does he know? What does he truly know of love's austere and lonely offices? And for those of you who are quizzical about the very last line of love's austere and lonely offices, that too is an allusion, but this time it's a literary allusion. And it is taken from Robert Hayden's poem called Those Winter Sundays, which also speaks of parental love. I hope you enjoyed this poem. I hope it gave you some insight, and stay tuned as I will be sharing more and more about the hidden messages in the poems from the anthology titled Echoes from the Naked Soul. And if you haven't got your copy, visit Amazon and make your purchase.